السلام عليكم. فطور طيب إن شاء الله. ربي يحفظكم. Let's start grade 6 on page 65. Open your book on page 65 and it will be a continuation of the last lecture. Last lecture we had rotation and now we will have reflection. Reflection we have, you reflect either on y-axis or on x-axis. We will start to see the reflection. Let's start with the page 65, number 1. Number 1, he wants to be okay. Copy each of the shape onto squared paper. So you have to have squared paper. Draw the reflection of each shape on the mirrors, on the mirror line. We have a mirror line. We have to draw it on the mirror line as a reflection. Let's start. This is the y-axis. The vertical is the y-axis, while the horizontal is the x-axis. Let's see this shape. Okay, 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3. This is -1. If you are going to the left, this is 0. This is 0. So to the left side, it's minus. So this is x-axis. We call it x-axis. And on the left side it's minus, so -1, -2, -3. Here is 1, +1, +2, +3. 1, 2, 3. And this is the y-axis, and the reflection will be on the red line, which is the y-axis. Here we got this shape, it's on this point here. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. You get up to 4 points. 1. Change the marker. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, and this is 4. I believe it's 4, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. The first point, look at this point, is -1 and 2. -1, this is -1 point, and 2. So this is the point. This is the point. -1 and 2. Let's check the other point. The other point is 0 and 3. 0 and 3. 1, 2, 3. This is the point. 0 and 3. The other point is 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, the other point is 1, 2, -2 and +4. -2 and +4. -2, this is -2, and we go to +4. It's this point here. So let me just write the points. The first point, this point, is -1 and 2. The second point is 0 and 3. 0 and 3. The third point is -2 and 4. Okay, the fifth point is -3 and 4. -3 and 4. -3 and 4. This point here, this is -3. You can see it from here, -3, and from here 4. So okay, we have -3 and 4. This is the fourth point. The fifth point is -3 and 3. -3 and 3. It's this point here. -3 and 3. Just check them, okay? There are 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 points. So let me draw it. I will use the red color, so it will be different. Okay, it will be like that. Then it will go like this. Then like this. Then like this. And then like this. This is the shape we have. Now he wants to reflect it over the y-axis. Let's deflect it. Okay. This one, this point, how far is it from the y-axis? It's this point here. It's 1, so this point will be reflected here. So it's 1, okay? This point, it's 0, so it's reflected in the same place. 0, it does not change. This point, how much? Is -2 and 4. So how far we are? -2. So we go 2 from here. So we go up to here. This is 2 and 4. This one is -3 and 4, minus 3, so minus 3 on this side will be plus 3, plus 3 and 4. This point is minus 3 and 3, so minus 3 it will come here, 3, 3 and 3. Now let's draw it. Now we get how many points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 points are here. So it will be drawn like this. It will be reflected like this. So this point here, this is the original point, but it's reflected to minus 1 and 2, so it will go to 1 and 2. This point is reflected to 1 and 2, this point here. This point, 0 and 3, is reflected again to 0. This is 0 and 3, 0 and 3. This is 3. This point is reflected to minus 2 becomes 2, 2 and 4. 2 and 4. Okay, we can see it from here. 2 and 4. The other point, minus 3 and 4 will be 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Minus 3 and 3 it will be 3 and 3. If you see it from here, just compare the points, and this is the reflected point. If we compare it, the points on the y-axis, okay, the points here, okay, so they were reflected over y-axis. So the points changed, the x-axis were reflected like that, so the x will be positive, but the y will not change. Because look here, at this quarter here, x is positive and y is positive. Here, if you can see this clear, x is positive and y is positive. But this side, x equal negative and y equal positive. But this corner here, okay, at this first corner here, here we have x negative and y equal negative on this corner here, the third one. And the fourth one will be, okay, we'll discuss the next example, okay? Enough now this. Let's go to number 2. Take a look before I erase, please. This is the points and this is the reflected point. Please do it in a square paper. Square paper, and do it step by step. Let's do number 2. It's easy, but you have to be a little bit careful, that's all. Let's do number 2. We have like this. Okay, reflection again against y-axis. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, this is 1. This is 2. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have from here the reflection over y-axis. So this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So this is 1, 2. Let's see our shape. Our shape, first point is minus 2 and 0. This point here. So the first point is minus 2 and 0. Second point. Second point is minus 2 and 0. Second point is 1, 2, 3, 3 and minus 2. Minus 2 and 3. Minus 2 and 3. This is the point. Minus 2 and 3. This is the original point. Third point is minus 1 and 4. This is minus 1 and 4. Minus 1 and 4. The third point is 0 and 3. 0. We have 1 point missing, minus 2 and 0. We have minus 2 and 3. Then we have minus 1 and 4. Minus 1 and 4. This is minus 1 and 4. The other point is 0 and 3. 0 and 3. which is this point, 0 and 3, which is this point. Now we have to connect the points. The connection will be like this. These are the points. Let's reflect them over the y-axis. This is the y-axis, reflect them to the other side. -2 will be reversed to 2, this point here. Okay, and this point 0 and 3, it will be the same, it will not change because it's on the 0 axis. This is 0. Okay, the third point is this point -1, it will come to 1, 1 and 4. This point is -2, it will come to 2, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3. This is the point. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 points, that's all. So let's connect them, okay? It will be like this, like this, like this, and then like this. So this is the reflection. So when we reflected this point, it was reflected as 2 and 0. Okay, this is 2 and 0, 2x and y is 0. So this point was reflected. So -2 changes to 2, 2 and 3, 2 and 3. This is the point here, 2 and 3. This was reflected to 1 and 4, 1 and 4. This is 1 and 4, this point here. And this point was reflected to 0 and 3. Does not change because it was reflected on the same. It's 0 still, so it was not reflected. These are the points. This is number 2. Take a look before I erase. Number 3. This is the y-axis. Let's take a look again. We have this point -2. Okay, how much he went here? He went -1, -2, -3, -1, 2, 3, 4, -3 and 4. -3, this is -1, -2, -3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it was reflected, so this has to go to 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, the first point was -2 and 1. -2 and 1. Where is -2 and 1? -2 and 1. This is the point. Second point, it was -2 and 1. Now we have -3 and 2. -3 and 2. This is -3 and to this point here. We have the other point. Okay, -3 and 4. -3 and 4. -3 and 4. This is the point. -3 and 4. The other point was -1 and 4. This is -1 and 4. This is the point. -1 and 4. The third point was -1 and 4. Then we have 0 and 3. 0 and 3. 0 and 3. This is 0 and 3. This point here. And those are the points. So let's connect them. It will go like this. Then it will go like this, like this, like this, and then it will come here. This is the shape. Let me reflect them. Reflect them. Just if you reflect them from these points, it will be maybe easier. So this one will be reflected as now we are reflecting over the y-axis. So the values of y-axis do not change. The values of y-axis, x-axis will change. So this is x-axis. It will be 2 and 1. Look, see, this was negative, became positive. 3 and 2. 3 and 4. 1 and 4. 0 and 3 does not change. It was not reflected over 0. These are the points. So now what we have to do now? Just to draw them. 2 and 1. This is the point. Okay. 3 and 2. 3 and 2. This is the point. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. This is the point. 1 and 4. This is 1 on x-axis and 4. It will be this point. 1 and 4. 0 and 3. 0 and 3. This is 0, 0 and 3. This point is the same, does not change. So let's connect them. It will be like this, like this. Okay, it will be like this, and like this, and like this. This is the reflection. It's easy, huh? It's not difficult. Do it please, step by step. And I rather if you draw the first points, then you change only the signs. Change only if it's positive or negative. Let me do number 4, maybe enough 3, okay? But I will do number 4, okay? So you have no problem. After that, I'm sure you will have no problem with this lesson. Okay, how much we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, okay? We have 3 here, minus 1, minus 2, and this is minus 3. This is 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. Let's start with the first point. The first point okay, the first point I see it as 0 and 1. 0 and 1. 0 and 1. So 0 axis and 1. So this is the point. Okay. Second point will be, okay, minus 3 and 1. Minus 3 and 1. Minus 3 and 1. Minus 3 and 1. So this is minus 3 and 1. This is the point. Second point will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 3 and 4. Minus 3 and 4. Minus 3 and 4. This is the point. Second point will be minus 2 and 4. Minus 2 and 4. Minus 2. This is minus 2 and this is 4. Okay. Second point will be minus 2 and 3. Minus 2 and 3. This is minus 2 and this is 3. Okay. Second point will be 0 and 3. How many points we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Yep. Let's connect it. We'll go like this. Like this. Like this. Like this. And then we will go like this. These are the points. I draw it. Now let me reflect it. Just change. We reflected over the y-axis. So the x-axis has changed the sign. It was here, then it moved here. So let me change that. Okay, 0 is 0. So 0 and 1. This one will be, just change the sign. 3 and 1. 3 and 4. Minus 2 becomes 2 and 4. 2 and 3. Now let me draw the points. 0 and 1. It's this here. 0 and 1. This is 1. Okay. 3 and 1. So this is 1, 2. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. Okay, 3 and 1. 3 and 1. This point here. Okay. So we have this point, this point. Now we have 3 and 4. 3 and 4. It will be this point here. We have 2 and 4. It's this point here. This is 2 and this is 4. 2 and 4. This point here. We have 2 and 3. 2 and 3. This is 2 and this is 3. How many? 5 points, so we have to draw them together. Okay? So let me connect them. This one will come like this. This is like this, and like this, and like this. So this is the reflection. Okay. This is number 4. So I think we did 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take a look before I erase, please. This is easy subject. Just draw the points, then you reflect them here and draw the reflection on your graph. Okay, let's go to number B. Find the coordinates reflected when each point is reflected on the y-axis. I will not reflect all of them, but I will just show you what it is, okay? Find the coordinates of the reflected points when each reflected on the y-axis. Okay, we have here, let me show you, yeah, I told you I will show you. Here, this is x and this is y. Here, on this side, x is positive and y is positive. Here, x is negative, but y is positive because, okay, this is 0. Y, if we are up, we are positive. If we are down, we are negative. X, if we are on the right, we are positive. If we are on the left, will be negative. Here, any point here will be on this side and this side. So here, x will be negative and y will be negative. If we have any points here, it has x negative value and y negative value. Any point in this corner, 4 corners. The first corner, both of them positive. Second corner, any point here, x will be negative and y will be positive. Any point in the third corner, it will be x will be here on the negative side and y on the negative side. This side, x is positive because here we are in this corner here, x is positive, but y is negative. Please take a look at this one, draw it again, and try to understand it, please. Now we'll go to find the coordinate reflected when each point is reflected over the y-axis. Reflected over the y-axis, let me show you. For example, okay, this point, okay, -4 and 2. -4, -1, -2, -3, -4. So this is -4 and this is 1 and 2. And this is 1 and 2, -4 and 2. This is the point. Okay, it was reflected over the y-axis, so this point is -4 and 2. Reflected over the y-axis, so it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So it will be, okay, it will be here 4 and 2. So this point here is reflected to this one here. Okay, so it was reflected at, okay, this is 4 and 2. As I told you in the last exam, if we are reflecting over the y-axis, the x-axis will change, but the y will not change. Reflected over the y-axis, this is the y-axis, divided the x. Okay, so reflected this point here to here, x will change its sign. But reflecting over the y-axis, it will not. This is the point, -4 and 2. Let's do number 6. This is number 5. Let's do number 6. The point is -6 and 3. So this is 5. Sorry, I have to erase, okay? Number 6. The point again, okay, it's -6 and 3. This is -6. This is 3. Okay, so this point is -6 and 3. It will be reflected to here to 6. And this is 3. So it will be reflected here. So it will be reflected to 6 and 3. Same manner. This is number 6. Okay? This is number 6. Let's go to number 7. Number 7, 2 and 8. 2 and 8. It will be here 2 and here 8. 2 and 8. This is the point here. 2 and 8. So number 2 and 8. Since the reflection is over y-axis, so the sign of x will change. This point will be reflected here. It will become, okay, so it will become -2 and 8. As I told you here, positive, x positive and y positive. You see this point here, it's so x positive, but when it was reflected, it comes to this corner. So x will change its sign and y will stay the same. So it will be -2 and 8. This is the point. Let's go to the next point, -3 and 6. number 8. Number 8. Okay, he said minus 3 and minus 6. Minus 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 6. Why is minus? So 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. So this is minus 6 and this is minus 3. So this is the point here. Huh? So this was reflected over the x-axis, over the y-axis. So it will be reflected here. So this is minus 3, minus 3 and minus 6. Minus 3 and minus 6. It will be reflected to this side here. Okay. So it will change its 6 sides. Okay. Here, as I said, okay, y negative and x positive. You can see it from here. Anyway, as I told you, if you reflect over the y-axis, we change the sign of the x-axis. So it will be 3 and minus 6. So it's reflected to 3 and minus 6. So this is 1, 2, 3, and this is the point minus 6. So this is the reflection of the point. This is the point reflected. Minus 1 and 0. The point minus 1 and 0. Okay, take a look. Let me go to number 9. Number 9. Okay, it was minus 1 and 0. Minus 1 and 0. This is minus 1 and 0. This one. So minus 1 and 0. So it will be reflected on the y-axis. So x will change its sign. So it will go to 1 and 0. So it will be here. This is 1 and 0. This is minus 1 and 0. Let me do number 10, minus 4, minus 7. I think number 10 we did something like it. Maybe you didn't have to do it again, because number 8 is the same as number 10. Let's go to number C. Find the coordinates reflected point where each reflected over the x-axis. Here is different story. Over the x-axis, let me have 3 and 6. This is 1, 2, 3. Say this is 3, and say this is 6. So the point 3 and 6. But it was reflected over the x-axis. This is the x, and this is the y-axis. So this point is, we have 3 and 6 reflected here to minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay, let's say this is minus 6, okay? Minus 6 and this is 3. So this point here reflected here. Because reflected over the x-axis, it will be reflected to this side. How far? It's 6. So if reflected over the x-axis, the sign of the x-axis will not change, but it will change the sign of y-axis. So this will go to 3 and minus 6. You can see it. Okay, this is 3 and minus 6. This point is 3 and minus 6. Let me go to number 12. Please do them, huh? Let's just take a look at it. Draw them on the square paper. Number 12. 2 and minus 1. 2 and minus 1. This is 2, 1, 2, and this is minus 1. So this is 2, and this is paper. The point 2 and minus 1 is this point here. 2 and minus 1 reflected over the x-axis. So we have to reflect it up. This is 2 and minus 1. So it has been reflected up. So it will be, okay, 2. So over the x-axis, x will not change its sign, but y will change. 2 and 1. So it comes here, and this is 1. So it will be 2 and 1. This is how much number? Okay, this is number 12. Let me do number 13. Okay, 13. Let's do 13. Number 13, 5 and minus 7. Let's say this is 5 and this is minus 7. Why is minus 7? So this is the point. 5 and minus 7. 5 and minus 7. Since the reflection over the x-axis, x will not change its size, its sign, but y will change. It will be 5 and 7 reflected. So 5 and 7. This is the point 7 and this is the point reflected. 5 and 7. Let me do number 15. Okay, minus 4 minus 7. Number 15 minus 4 minus 7. Number 15. Okay, he said minus 4 minus 7. This is minus 4. This is minus 7. So this is the point, minus 4 and minus 7. It will be reflected over the x-axis. So x-axis will not change sign, but y will do. Okay, so this is the point, minus 4 and minus 7. One will reflect it, so x will not change its size. It will be minus 4 and 7. Minus 4 and this is 7. So this is the point. This point was reflected to here. Okay, number 0 and okay, number 16, 0 and 3. Number 16, 0 and 3. This is 0 and this is 3. So this is the point, 0 and 3. It will be reflected to, as I told you, since it was reflected over x-axis, x will not change, but y will change. So the point 0 and 3 will be reflected to here, okay, it will be reflected here. This is minus 3, so it will be reflected to 0 and minus 3. So this point is 0 and minus 3. This is all about the reflection. Let's do number D. Okay, get ready. Number D. Okay, we have these shapes have been reflected on both x and y axis. Give the coordinates of the vertex of each reflected shape. Okay, let's start with the first one. First one. Okay, we start with the points that are given. 2 and 3. This is 2. This is maybe 3. So the point 2 and 3. This is 2 and 3. The points are right here, 2 and 3.